It is our honor to welcome Dr. Bidyut Saha as our esteemed guest speaker. Welcome, Dr. Haleema Sadia.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Zweena. And it was really very nice to hear you. You are really doing a great job today. And as you all know, that today's topic is critical thinking for the leaders. And I remember when I was serving in the school, I think around 20 years ago, I'm talking about. So what I found that the people used to say that if anything happens, you should be the first one to go and tell the head or tell the boss or tell the leader of the organization first, because the one who goes first always gains sympathy, and always the decisions are given in the favor of the first person. Like suppose if there is any conflict, if there is any issue, but you are the first one to go and to report and to go and to tell them, so they will have more sympathy with you and you can gain the sympathy, and in this way you will get the favor. But I think that this philosophy is not at all accurate, or this is not going to work, because maybe at times the people, those who have wronged with someone and those who have done some mistakes, they also go first and then tell. So as a leader, it is important for us to understand that how we are going to take the decisions, whether we are going to take the decisions just on the basis of the first come, first serve, that whosoever has come first should be getting the benefit of being being victim and giving him the favor, or we have to do something else. So that's why we have selected this topic today, critical thinking for the leaders, how it is important for the leaders. And let me allow to share my screen, and we'll start with the myth and fact, and I request you all to kindly be very proactive in responding my statements. Like there is only one statement, you all have to tell whether it is a myth or a fact. So critical thinking is innate, like it is by birth. If you are not born with the critical thinking skills, it's not a cup of tea for you. How many of you agree with this? That this is the by birth you have to have critical thinking skills in you. This is something that is innate.
No, ma'am. People are not born with critical thinking. That's my opinion.
Yeah, really, it is a myth. It is a myth, because some people may have critical thinking by birth, but others, if they want to have and develop it, they can develop it very easily. It is nothing something that cannot be developed. So some people have a stronger critical thinking, but while others can improve their skills through education, through practices, through trainings. So I am a skill that's often praised. I'm problem solving, I'm often raised. I weigh options, think things through to find the best solution I pursue. What skill am I? I am always asking questions, seeking truth in every situation. I analyze, evaluate, and discern to find the answer I must learn. What am I? I am not about what's black or white, but about seeing shades of light. I question, probe, and inquire to ignite the mind's burning fire. What am I? I'm a detective solving a case, piecing together clues to find my place. I think critically, reason with care to unravel mysteries everywhere. I am a tool for the wise and the bold. In seeking truth, I never grow old. I question assumptions, challenge the norm to navigate life's ever-changing storm. Tell me, what am I? Yes, please, come on, friends. What am I? Yes, of course, it's critical thinking. So what exactly is critical thinking? Actually, critical thinking is the ability when we analyze the things, when we evaluate the evidences, and then after that we take the informed decisions. So it starts with the questioning. Whatever happens and anything that is going, for that we have to first ask the question to ourselves, to the person, to the incident, to the victims, to the surroundings, witnesses, and then through the questioning, we have to analyze and then evaluate and then draw the conclusions. It is not just jump into the conclusions. It is just opposite of jumping into the conclusions. This critical thinking power empowers the leaders so that they can solve complex problems very easily and they can do the things confidently. So why it matters in the leadership? So there are basically many reasons, but here we are going to discuss only 3 reasons. So first thing is that critical thinking ability enables the leaders to assess situations accurately. And that's why they do the justice. If they are using critical thinking skills in solving any issues, so they are just and transparent. Secondly is foster creativity, because when you are thinking on the different dimensions, naturally you are thinking at the different on the different patterns, and then you bring innovation and creativity in solving the issues. And third thing is that it also have inspired the trust from the team leaders, from the team members. The team members think that you are not a person who jumped into the conclusion and always give the judgmental remarks on the people, but instead you go into the depth, you go and you analyze the facts, and then after that you give your decisions. So that's why it always boosts the morals and the confidence of the team members. That's why it is essential for the team members. Now, how we can develop the critical thinking skills? For that, first thing is that we should always probe the questions. Whenever you hear anything, whenever you listen any story, any incident, any news, you start questioning about that. Don't believe as it is. Nowadays I am so much worried about this WhatsApp university and Google university and social media university, that whatever they are spreading about anyone, the people, those who are healthy, wealthy, fine, and good and sound in sound health, they will write the news that that same person died without confirming any news. Even they are giving such type of news, and I'm really very worried about that, where it is going to stop. As a critical thinker, we should not accept whatever we are being shown, whatever we are being heard, whatever we are being presented by the media or by the people or by the neighbors or by the surroundings. First thing is that we have to ask the questions, and then we have to try to understand the underlying meaning, that what is the intention behind this. Then after that, we have to develop the habit of collecting the evidences before making any decisions. Data is important, facts are important. We should not go on the intuition. Yes, my heart says that she is wrong, and then I will take a decision on that. Don't go by your heart and don't go by your intuition, but go by the data. What data says? How many times she is late? I have seen in some of the organizations, the heads will always target some people, and when they are late, they will be so furious on them, and they say, no, I have seen you many times, you are coming late. And then while others will be late, but they will be very friendly with them, and they will always ignore their late comings. So instead of saying that I have seen you are coming many times late, what we have to do, we have to go by data. Just check the register, just check their attendance wherever they are marking, either in the register or with the biometric. And then you see that how many times that person has come late, and then say, okay, I found that in this month you came 3 times late, you came 2 times late. That will be more transparent, and that is going to be more effective when you are talking in that term. And then apart from that, we all have to be always engaged into continuous learning, because if we are learning, we continue learning, our mind is always sharpened and our mind is always active. By age, it is not going to deteriorate if we continue learning. Everything depends on how we use. That same thing goes with the mind. If we have like lots of puzzles, lots of riddles, lots of exercises, mental exercises, then our mind is going to be intact, preserved, and working in a very healthy condition. Otherwise, it is going to deteriorate. And then we have to practice active listening. Sometimes when the people come and they listen, they narrate their stories. What we do, our mind always give the judgmental remarks, and our mind is there narrating, and we are just making some judgments in the mind. Oh, she is saying this because of that. She is saying this because of this. She is doing this because of that. I know her nature. I know that how she is doing or how he is doing. Instead of doing that and then rehearsing our judgment or decision in the mind, and before listening the full thing, giving any judgments, what we have to do is that we have to listen very with clear mind. There should not be anything prejudiced. There should not be anything pre-planned in the mind. And then we have to listen very mindful, with open-minded, with mindfulness, And then we have to try to understand the viewpoint of all the parties. Now coming to the case studies where leaders have shown the critical thinking abilities. The best case study we can see the Steve Jobs and Apple company. Can I know one or two points that how Apple and Steve Jobs are different than other telephone company? If you have read something or if you have observed something, and if you have uh, yourself have analyzed or evaluated that how Apple is different from other companies, how Steve Jobs has shown his critical thinking skills, and then how he has made the difference in the technology, in the mobile technology industry. One thing that is like very clear that when we go to the store, the trend of like using the mobile was started by Apple. There are many other things, but as I remember, that Apple started this trend first. When you go to the store, first you can have the hands-on experience. You can use the mobile there. That is what the sampling they have kept on the store, so that you can gain the experience and you can realize that how good it is for you, and then you can buy it, you can purchase it. Apart from that, there are many other things, like he has reformed the entire system, and that's why it is said that this is a reformation in the mobile industry. They have made the user-centric design, they have integrated the ecosystem, they have integrated the closed ecosystem, they have focused on the innovation, they have maintained the brand image and marketing, and they have always provided in the retail stores the experience, allowing the customers to interact with the product firsthand and receive personalized assistance from the knowledgeable staff. This is really something great they have done, and it shows that the leader has the critical thinking skills. If we talk about the past, Nelson Mandela and Abraham Lincoln, if we look at their decisions, if we look at their the way they have led their nations, led their communities, it shows that they possess the critical thinking skills. These are two examples that we can always narrate. Now, when we talk about the personal leadership, so personal leadership also requires critical thinking. It's not that our personal life is something that we can take for granted. Okay, everything will happen and the life will go, and one day we have to die and we will go in the grave. That attitude is not good at all. So how critical thinking is good for our personal leadership? Because it begins with the self-awareness. It begins with introspection. It begins with cultivating the mindset of continuous improvement and self-reflection. That's why we have to always have critical thinking to reflect on us, to reflect on our actions, to reflect on our decisions, to reflect on our activities throughout the day, what we are doing. Then questioning ourselves that why I have said that, why I use that word, why I have not used the different words. And in this way, we have to always try to foster the culture of critical thinking within our own organization, within our own personality, within our own team. And in this way, we can say that we are going to always be a winner and a successful person. Now, after listening to so many things about critical thinking, I think by this time we have to enhance our vocabulary about critical thinking. So these are the vocabularies related to the critical thinking skills. And here, this is the word search. I'm leaving you all to this word search. Kindly try to find out. And this is going to be a good exercise for your mind as well, to make your mind always fresh and working in a good condition. Now, these are certain questions based on the talk that I have already presented to you all. Kindly go through these. You can click it. You can have the screenshot so that you can find out the correct answers of these questions. That's going to enhance your learning. And this habit is also going to strengthen our mental strength, mental capacity. Now, here are two questions for you all. How can critical thinking skills be developed and improved in individual? Please look at yourself and then try to develop this. Write the answers that how you can develop your critical thinking skills. And then from your experiences, you provide one critical thinking example where critical thinking has played a very crucial role in solving the problems. So now I am leaving you all with these two questions so that you can introspect and you can answer on your own. So now,
That's Dr. Haleema Sadia.
Yes, as a summary or conclusion, I can say The critical thinking is about making informed decision. So please think critically and take the informed decision. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yes, and that's none other than our own Dr. Haleema Sadia. Well,